those who are in a different category of race have more wealth than those who are not. And this is nothing, this is not make-believe, this is just fact. And it is, again, it stems back to the, as the one of the ladies said in the video, talking about that the housing, housing being appraised, is that generational wealth. They start the premise of starting from the beginning, of having wealth, having reparations. I was shocked to learn in college that slave owners receive reparations after slavery was abolished.
Yeah.
Slave owners receive reparations when slavery ended. So it's again, I can't wrap around that a master who had slaves, slavery is ended, they get money, but the slaves didn't.
Well, did the slaves get acres and a mule, right?
No.
Did they?
No, they didn't.
No.
That was a fallacy. And I mean, if
they were promised.
They were promised, but they didn't receive.
Promised that.
Go ahead, Crystal.
They were promised that, and in fact, I was listening to TD Jakes on the radio. I mean, on a tape, and he said that back in, he said this back a couple years ago. He was like, the 40 acres and a mule. He said, today I don't even want it. He said the bottom line is this. I mean, I would take 40 acres and a mule. Of course, TD Jakes is kind of wealthy, so he could say that. But he said the bottom line is that as time goes on, what it was valued back then is nothing today. It's absolutely nothing today. So, even though it was promised to us, money over time loses its value. And because of that, Black folks, we never had it. So, as far as creating generational wealth, that's a difficult fight for us. But I mean, it's not saying that we can't do it, because some of us have, but no, we never did receive the 40 acres and a mule. And even if we had, I mean, we would have some level of playing field, but with situations and laws like that housing example that he showed, and situations about employment and how, we've always been first to hire, last to hire, first to fire, employment, and everything else surrounding society today, it will still put us back 10 steps. So it doesn't matter.
And it's a good question that John asks about, if, let's say, the slaves received the 40 acres and a mule. Let's say they did, right? Look at what happened. Look what history has taught us. Look at Black Wall Street. There was a thriving community in Oklahoma, thriving, self-contained, with wealth, a Black community taking care of their own. What happened to them? At no fault.
They were showing.
Excuse me?
They were, murdered.
Right. And kids. So again, yeah. And so what history has taught us to this day is whether Blacks are self-contained, and I'm specifically concentrating on Blacks. I'm not concentrating on any other race, because one, I don't know about the other races. I can only speak on Black Americans. With the history that I've shown, not only in America, but throughout the world, you look at Haiti, you can look at other countries, you can look at South Africa and apartheid. Doesn't matter. Whether they're self-contained, whether they were given money or reparations or whatever it is, for some reason down the line, it will be taken away. Why? Because there is this institutional racist, this thing that as soon as Black Americans start to evolve, it's too much to handle, and some group comes along and snatch it. Now, of course, Black Wall Street is a great example of that, but you can see this in the pockets of everywhere. You see it right now today, a couple of days ago, in San Francisco with a couple just being appraised for a house. And I had to. My wife is a broker. She's been in the broker market for many years, about 20 years. So I even asked her about this, and she said, "Yeah, that's common.
Yeah.
That's common." You know, and she's seen it. She's black, and she's seen it. She said, "You know, I would train people. I would train the appraisers, and she would hear stories coming back. Hey, yeah, you know, this couple, African American couple, when she would hear it, got low ball as they call it, and the house two houses down the street, owned by a white couple, is higher." And she would go in real time and look it up and be like, "Yep,